Good morning, Ingrid Kelada. How are you today?
I'm amazing. Thank you. And you?
Good, good. It's so nice to speak with you. I know your book came out recently.
Yes,
Maybe you could just hold up the cover because you're the proud mama of this new book.
yes.
And tell us a little bit about why you wrote this book.
I wrote it because I've been sharing my tips and advice as a business psychologist and I was also an aerobics instructor. So I like sharing advice and helping people thrive. And after so many years, 27 years of practice, everyone kept telling me to write a book so that I can spread my tips and recommendations even further. And I just decided to go for it. It was a personal and professional challenge.
And I think you did such a wonderful job. It's such an upbeat book. It's so positive. Of course, it's about happiness. So now you also divided it into 21 days. So what was your decision to do it that way?
There was a few reasons. First of all, in psychology, we often speak about 21 days to change a habit. So I like the idea that it was piggybacking on a success, a best practice. Also, I had 21 different or even more topics that I wanted to get into, and I thought it was a good way of subdividing the book into mini tangible, concrete, doable tips. So it was an easy way for the reader, and it's just 3 weeks. So it's easy to convince people to invest 3 weeks to be happier.
And I've read it, and I think anyone who reads it could get at least one tip, if not many, for sure, to be happier. So what has been your biggest success so far with the book?
Oh my gosh, I would say there is more than one. The first proudest moment, other than holding it and seeing it, was making the Amazon bestseller list. So
Mm.
my goal was to be top 100 in my category, and I made it all the way to number 2 in the Canadian. So in the paid category, and I'm presently number 1 in all of my categories in the free books because I have a 5-day free promo.
Right. Wow.
So I've been in the top 100 since it's been released in Canada, but in the US it's more competitive. So I went
Right.
to 300. I did make it to top 10.
Good for you. That's such a gratifying feeling, right?
It was amazing. And my second, I would say, proudest moment was when my own husband ended up reading it, and he doesn't really read English. It's his
Mm.
English book. And I saw him start practicing some of the tips and letting me know that this actually works. So this was something I did not expect.
That's fantastic. I'm so pleased for you. What surprised you most about writing the book or writing and publishing it?
I would say that I was surprised about the number of people involved. I didn't quite, at the beginning I thought I'm just going to sit down and write a little ebook on my own and find everything online. And I ended up going, with professionals like yourself and cover designers, etc., interior editors, and I have a virtual assistant who's now helping me. So there's a lot of people involved if you want to do it right.
You really actually need a publishing team, right?
Yes,
If you're doing it alone.
exactly.
Because, the big publishers, they have teams of people like editors and designers. They don't have one person doing a book. So when you're self-publishing, I think that was surprising to learn that, right?
Yeah, and you want great people around you. You don't want, you put in a lot of time and it's your reputation and you want it done
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm. It's your life's work in a sense, your legacy that you're leaving, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So what advice would you have for other wellness providers that are thinking of writing a book? Maybe they're overwhelmed, or they don't know how to get started.
I think that for me, contacting you and getting a coach with a structure and with dates and milestones and following up, that was, I was in my head for about 3 years, Lynda, before I actually, I wrote a few words here and there when I had a bit of time, but dedicating more time to the book because I had you as my coach was a best practice for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much. Any final words of advice or message to anybody out here?
I would say if you pick something you're passionate about, it's quite easy. Once you sit down and put a few thoughts on paper, it all comes tumbling out. So it's easier than you think.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, thank you so much, Ingrid. I really appreciate your spending time with us, and I wish you all the best with your book. I'm sure it'll be a big success.
Thanks for having me.